Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, we are a little late because of some technical problem.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, yesterday we read the lesson, chapter 8. That is the case of the sharp-eyed jeweler. Children, did you read? Did you read it later on? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope all of you are familiar with the story.
Yes, ma'am.
If anyone can tell me the story, we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
start from there. Yes, who would like to say?
Srija.
Shrija. Yesterday, Shrija, you only said the story? Or
Ma'am,
some,
I couldn't complete.
or some other girl? She.
Ma'am,
Anyway,
I couldn't.
okay, you start. Very short, children, very short. You just tell me what is the story about.
It is a story written by Nicholas Bentley, who introduces a man who is very interested in crimes and detective stories. Once, uh, to a customer came into his shop. He was a jeweler's assistant, and where he worked was a very luxurious place. So an American customer came, and he was chewing a gum, and the narrator did not like it, and he used to observe people's activities and behavior. So he observed that the American customer did not know anything about jewels or any antique jewelry. So he wondered why had he come here, because more commonly people people who knew about jewelries came to that shop, but
Yes.
why is he coming here? So what happened then? He asked the narrator to show him some rings, and he asked their prices, and he you know what,
He was
saw a
judging
ring.
on the basis of the price.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
judging on the price, and he saw a beautiful ring which was made of rubies and diamonds, and it was really very expensive. He accidentally he told the narrator to put another tray out of the safe which
To
was
show the fourth tray also, he asked the narrator, or he asked
Morning,
the
ma'am.
jeweler's assistant, that is William Morris, to show the fourth tray. And as he turned towards the tray, what did he do? He
uh,
picked up the ring and hid it.
yes, ma'am, he hid it. So Miss
Where did he
Suskind,
hide?
which was,
Where did he hide?
ma'am, he hid it under the table, ma'am, under the
Yes,
counter in
under
a
the
chewing
counter.
gum.
How? Because he was chewing the gum. And what did he do? He took out the gum and stuck it under the counter, and he stuck the ring in that chewing gum.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So the
That is the
assistant,
best part, children, of the story. Where did he
ma'am,
hide? He hid it in the chewing gum. He took out the
yes,
chewing gum
ma'am.
from his mouth and stuck it under the counter, and there he stuck the ring also. Yes. Then what happened?
Yes. Then there was crisis, and Mr. Regnier came, and he took the American customer with him in his office to search him thoroughly. Then another woman came who once was standing in the opposite shop, which was an undertaker's shop, and and William Morris noticed it. And he thought, why had she come there? Because a moment ago she was looking at the urns in the undertaker's shop, and if she wanted to come in the antique jewelry shop, then why was she waiting for all this to happen? Then when she comes, she took a cheap jewelry out of her bag, which was wrapped in a paper, and she put it with her left hand on the counter. And William Morris had noticed that she was a right-handed woman. Then why had she used her left hand? What happened next was that she told William Morris to repair that. But everyone knew Vigneers did not do repairs, and it was another reason why she was a doubtful lady. Then what happened? When she went when the she dropped the paper, the wrap paper package, and
While
when William
showing,
Morris,
yes, while taking back the brooch, what did happen?
she swept the
Accidentally, she dropped
hmm,
the paper on the other side. And while William Morris bent down to pick up the paper, what did she do? She took out the ring from the chewing gum
count
and kept it in her which pocket?
left pocket.
Left pocket of her coat. Then what happened?
Then, when she was returning back, William Morris stopped her and told her to show him her left pocket. But she pretended as if she hadn't heard him. But then he threatened her that if you won't stop, then I will turn the alarm, and the doors will get locked. So she stopped, and when William Morris told her to give him the ring, she gave it to him, and she ran away from that place. Then Mr. Regnier came, and he asked, how did you know that the ring was with her? He explained all the things, and Mr. Regnier was very grateful and thankful to him.
William Morris. Okay. So now you know the story. I think I should start explaining. Children, one thing I would like to ask you, do you find any difficulty if I explain things in English? Or do you want me to explain it in Hindi also? Those who want it to be explained in Hindi also can raise their hand. Yes? I can't see any hand. Do you want me to explain it in English or Hindi or mixed? Yes? Children, you are free to answer. If you are having problem, if I explain things in English and you have problem, you can easily tell me. I'm there to solve your problem. Because
Ma'am, I have just now joined the group.
Yes,
Ma'am, I have just now joined. Ma'am, please tell.
I'm asking you, do you, if see, I explain things in English only because this is English class. So I explain it in English. If you have any problem in understanding and you want me to explain in Hindi also, then you just let me know that I should also explain in Hindi.
English is okay.
Okay, I'm not getting any response, so I think I will explain in English only.
Excuse me, ma'am. English
Yes,
is okay.
व्हाट्सएप
Ma'am,
में कनेक्ट कर दिया है
but I think that
कर दिए
but I think that students are a bit hesitating to tell. So, ma'am, it will be more
नहीं
convenient if you
नहीं कर
explain.
देते हैं
what happened?
Ma'am, I am saying that it will be more
कैसे से
convenient if you explain the chapter in Hindi and English.
शूटिंग में लगाना
Yes, can yes.
चाहिए ना
Yes, Shrija, now you tell me. I was not unable to hear
कौन
you.
फोन कर रहा है
Ma'am, I was saying
मैम
a few students are hesitating to tell what they want. So, ma'am, I think that it will be more convenient if you explained the chapter both in English and Hindi in a mixed way.
Okay. Yes, okay. Then I'll do that only. But children, you should always try to understand in English only. This is not Hindi period, na English period. And you are in 8th standard. Junior children can say this, that you don't understand, don't follow. But anyway, I'll explain both in Hindi and English on your demand. Okay. Now, what is the first question, children? In the Shrija, just read out the first question, because I'm having a very old book. So I want to know what is the first question? Pre-reading task.
Okay. Observe the given picture carefully. Can you make some guesses about the man in the picture by observing him?
Okay. Now, you can observe a man in the picture. That means you can see a man in the picture. Now, from the picture, what can you make out? Who is this person?
Ma'am, a detective. Ma'am, he is a
Yes,
A
detective.
detective.
yes.
He is a detective.
Why? Because we always see that a detective is wearing a hat. He's got a, what is he having in his hand?
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
He's having a magnifying glass to observe the things very closely and see the details for that reason. So from the picture only, we can make out that he is a detective. Now, discuss with your friends and list a few qualities that a good detective should possess. Now, a detective should possess what qualities?
He should be
Sharp-minded.
intelligent.
Please
Intelligent.
note it down. Note it down in your book. Note it down. He should be very clever. He should be
Intelligent.
Observant. Observant.
Intelligent.
observant, yes.
Intelligent.
Alert.
Sharp-witted,
Active.
alert,
Active.
active. Then
Tactful.
sharp-eyed. What else?
Ma'am, tactful.
Tactful. Okay. Tactful actually doesn't go here. Then what other qualities should he possess? Vigilant.
Attentive.
He should be very vigilant,
Hmm.
because from that only he is able to solve the cases. If he is not vigilant, he won't be able to solve the case. Yes, any other quality you can think of? Now, have you ever observed strangers while traveling in a train or a bus stop? Narrate any such incident when you could make some guesses about a stranger by observing him. Yes? By observing the stranger, could you make any guesses? Children, while traveling in train or bus, or don't you keep watching others, what others are doing? आप देखते रहते हैं ना दूसरों को, क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या खा रहा है, क्या पी रहा है, क्या निकाल रहा है, कोई सामान निकाल रहा है. You keep observing. That is a human nature. That when you are sitting and you don't have any work, what you do is you observe people, what they are doing. And if someone is doing some activity, you will surely watch that person. So this is a human nature, and this was the hobby of the detective. This was his hobby, observing people. So hobby means, what does hobby mean?
Pastime.
Pastime. Pastime. आपको जिस काम को करने में बहुत मन लगता है, वही आपकी हॉबी होती है. So this person, his hobby, William Morris' hobby was observing people. Now we will read the story. Now read the story about the jeweler's assistant who foils. Foil means foils an attempt to steal an expensive ring by virtue of his vigilance. What does foil mean?
To destroy or spoil. खराब कर देना.
Spoil a plan.
Yes?
Ma'am, spoil or destroy
Okay. So,
or hinder.
okay. Now I'll start the chapter. First, let me introduce myself. My name is William Morris. I am a very ordinary man, except that I use my eyes and my common sense more than most people do. Now he's saying I'm also a common man like others, but one difference is there between common people and me, and that is that I use my eyes and my common sense more than the most people do. That means he is very vigilant. This is his quality, which makes him a detective. My hobby is perhaps a little out of the ordinary. Little out of the ordinary means it is not an ordinary one. It is a little different from the ordinary hobby. It is the study of crime and criminal. Now, people love to read books. That is their hobby. Other hobbies are painting, singing, dancing. All these are book reading. Uh, uh, all these are different types of hobbies. But his hobby was to study crime and criminal. That means if he reads book, he will be reading detective stories only. So this was his hobby. For the past 30 years, I have made a study of the crime stories of the greatest authors from Edgar Allan Poe to Agatha Christie. And here I must say that the stories I have most enjoyed are not those where the detective is an extraordinary person, extraordinarily favored by fortune, but where he is just an ordinary man who uses his eyes and his common sense to the full. Now he's saying that I have in 30 years time since I've been doing this work, I have studied, made a study means to read studies of crime stories of the greatest author. मैंने क्राइम स्टोरीज ग्रेटेस्ट ऑथर की क्राइम स्टोरीज पढ़ी हुई है. कौन ऑथर की? आपके एडगर एलन पो से लेके अगाथा क्रिस्टी तक. दैट मींस I have read all these authors book, and here I must say that the stories, and he's saying I want to tell you that the story which I enjoyed more is not where the detective is an extraordinary person. He's saying, he means to say that I don't enjoy those kind of stories where the person is blessed with extraordinary quality. किसी को भगवान के द्वारा ही ऐसा वरदान मिला हुआ है कि वो अच्छे से वो कोई चीज को सॉल्व कर ले रहा है, ऐसे व्यक्ति को के बारे में मैं बहुत खुश नहीं होता हूँ. I want an ordinary person. I like to read stories where an ordinary person uses his common sense to the full and then he solves the case. That means if he is blessed by God, he can do anything. Why? Because he's already blessed. But if an ordinary person does the work, that means he says, I enjoy reading those kind of stories more. Did you follow, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I love to watch people. Now he's saying I love. मुझे दूसरे व्यक्ति को ऑब्जर्व करना, देखना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. I think children English, it is much easier to explain in English than in Hindi. It becomes difficult. So I will use little Hindi, children. Okay. Some men love to watch the behavior of birds, others the behavior of fish, but I love to watch how men and women behave. Now he said it is very common that people love to watch the birds, the animals like fish and all, but but what does he love to watch? He loves to watch how men and women behave. That means he loves to watching the behavior of the human being. How do they behave? Why are they doing certain thing? This he loves. I have a habit of observing everything they do, the way they walk, speak, pray, what they eat, read, wear, and wish for. Now, he said, all these things I like to observe in people, how they are walking, how they are speaking, how they are eating, what they are reading, and what they are wearing. And from these things only, by observing these things only, he is able to say many things about those people. If you ask him, he will be able to tell you a lot of things about these people. Nothing ever escapes my sharp eyes. That means he is so observant, he is so vigilant that nothing can ever escape. उसकी नजरों से कोई चीज बच नहीं सकती है, इतना वो alert रहता है. He is so vigilant. This is what he means to say. Of course, you cannot learn much from one fact. He's saying, एक चीज को देख के आप बहुत बातें नहीं बता सकते हैं किसी व्यक्ति के बारे में, but you have to combine many things. Now, but if you put 2 or 3 facts together, you can learn a great deal. Now, put 2-3 facts. That means if you observe 2-3, if you observe the behavior of the person, that is what he is wearing, how he is behaving, what he is doing, 2-3 facts are there. कैसे चल रहा है, कैसे कपड़े पहना हुआ है, क्या कर रहा है, ये 3-4 facts अगर if you combine them together, then you can say many things about that person, as he does in the story also. You will see later on. So he combines 2-3 facts and then he is able to say about that person.
मैम
Yes.
मैम जो स्टोरी बता रहा है मैम वही ज्वेलर का असिस्टेंट है.
Jeweller's assistant's name is William Morris. And William Morris, see children, the story is written by Nicholas Bentley. Now here, what he has done is, he has written a story where the narrator himself is the jeweller's assistant and his name is William Morris. He is telling you the story. Got it? समझ में आया आपको?
यस मैम.
Okay. Of course, you cannot learn much. Okay, I've read. I admit that I am only guessing at the truth and that my guesses may be wrong. Now, he said, by observing 2-3 things together, I may tell you something about that person, but I'm not sure that it will be 100% correct. It may be 90% correct, but not necessarily it may be 100% correct. That means his observation might not be 100% correct. He is admitting this. All the same, it is an interesting pastime and I thoroughly enjoy it. He's saying this is a very interesting pastime for me. Pastime here means a hobby, how you pass your time. Now, children, when you are at home, you must be passing your time. What do you do? What do you do? Vatsal, what do you do at home? What is your favorite pastime? Anyone
Ma'am,
wants to
TV
tell
or
me?
television, any game?
I'm reading book.
Yes, very good.
Ma'am,
You read book?
yeah,
Ma'am,
ma'am,
do
reading novels,
Huh?
reading
Online game.
stories book.
reading novels and
Reading
Ma'am,
novels, yes,
online
that
game.
is very common thing. Reading books. Then what else? Watching TV,
Playing
singing.
games.
playing video
Ma'am,
games,
singing. Ma'am, singing.
singing, very good. Playing cricket. You can also play any game, outside
Playing
game
online
also.
games.
So you can do anything which you like
Garden.
to. Yes, which you enjoy doing. You can draw also, you can paint also, you can do cooking also, you can do the cleaning of the house also. Okay, I have told you something about my hobbies and habit, and now I shall speak of my work. He said, I have told you about my hobby and my work habits. Now I will tell you about my work. What is my work? What is the work of a jeweler's assistant? I'm a jeweler, or more accurately, a jeweler's assistant. Why is he calling himself an assistant?
Ma'am, because the shop is not his.
Yes, very good. Because the shop does not belong to him. He is not the owner of the shop. Now, the owner of the shop is a different person. And what is his work? He is the assistant in the shop. That means he helps the owner of the shop. I'm a jeweler, or more accurately, a jeweler's assistant. This may not strike you as anything important or unusual, but when I tell you that I'm working for the Rigniers, I'm sure that you will be impressed. He said, if I tell you that I am a jeweler's assistant, this will not strike something important or unusual. आपको ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि ये कुछ अलग सी बात बोल रहे हैं. It is very usual thing. But when I tell you, he said, मगर मैं अगर आपको ये बोलूं कि मैं Rigniers के लिए काम करता हूं, तो जैसे children, just like we have Tanishq, a branded shop for jewelry. Have you all heard the name of Tanishq?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You are
Yes,
familiar
ma'am.
with this name? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
children, how do you know Tanishq?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it is a branded jewelry shop. Yes, everyone knows it. So, same way, in the story, Rignier's shop is famous for antique jewelry. Now, Tanishq is not famous for antique jewelry. Tanishq is famous for gold and diamond jewelry. But this shop, Rignier's shop, is famous for antique jewelry. What is antique?
Precious, ma'am, from old.
Very
Old and expensive.
Actually, antique things are very old things, yes. And they become very precious. Why? Because they are very old. So that is called antique. Now, he's saying that I am working for Rignier's. This is something very unusual. You will feel, oh, my God, he's working in a Rignier's shop. This is something unusual. I'm sure that you will be impressed, and you will be impressed. Why? Why will you be impressed?
Because he's working at a very luxurious place, a very famous place.
Yes. And who comes there? All big businessmen, they come. I'll read out what why it is so important. Everyone knows Rignier's, which is a famous for antique jewelry, that it sells at price that only the very few rich people can afford. Now, this kind of shop, very rich people can only afford to go there. Why? Because the jewelry or whatever the things they are selling is very, very expensive, and it is beyond the level of the common man. Our principal means our main customers are millionaires, oil kings, film stars, heroes of the football field, and people of that class. That means who are the customers of these Rigniers? Millionaires, oil kings, film stars, heroes of the football. Heroes of the football field means players, and the people of this kind of class. So, did you find any common people going there? No. All belonging to elite class, they are going there. The jewels we sell are never less than 300 years old. And whatever jewels they are having, that is more than 300-year old. That is not new. It is 300 years, more than 300 years old. Some of them have a romantic history. Many had once been the gift of a prince to some reigning beauty of his time. And all these jewels which they have got a history behind it. Like, children, can you name a jewel which has got a history and we all know about it?
Yes, ma'am. Kohinoor ka Hira.
Very good.
Kohinoor diamond.
Diamond, yes. Who is having it? The Kohinoor is in possession of whom at present?
I-
The Queen of England, she is having it.
I'm Queen of England.
Queen of England is having it now. It belonged to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and how it went there. So it has got a history. You can ask your history teacher about that also. Now, many had once been the gift of the prince to some reigning beauty of his time. Reigning means in
Ruling.
huh?
Ruling.
Ruling. Yes, in that period, they were present in that period. Now, children, I would stop here and I would talk to you about the Sunday test. Now, Sunday test is on chapter 7. Okay? Chapter 7 will be coming, and I would ask you a few questions. Let me see if you are able to answer. How did the narrator, woman know the narrator? No, children's song. Children's song is coming. Sorry. Yes. What yoke is the poet referring to? What yoke is the poet referring to?
The
The responsibility of building nation.
The responsibility of nation building. Yes. Or the responsibility which they will take up when they will grow. Now, what does the poet mean by careful truth?
The truth that
Does not hurt or harm to that does not hurt anyone.
Yes,
builds
the
a
truth
strong,
that does not.
prosperous, and developed nation.
Children should bear the responsibility of nation bearing, responsibility of nation building truthfully and honestly. Careful truth. Or you can also say, yes, that does not hurt the others. Careful truth. What does the phrase in our time in line 3 refer to?
when the children grow up
The
and take
phrase in our time in third line refers to the time when they will grow up and take up the responsibilities.
Serve their motherland.
Yes, Vatsal? Answer? Yes. The phrase in our time refer to the, what does it refer to?
when the children
The
grow up and
time when
When
they
the
will
children
grow
will
up and
grow
take
up
up the
and take the
responsibilities.
responsibility
Take
of
responsibility to
nation building.
serve their motherland.
Yes. The truth whereby the nation live. Yes.
the children
How
are
is
The
it?
asking
truth
God
whereby the nation lives.
to strengthen the nation.
Yes. What are you
The
saying,
children
Deepak?
the children are asking God to teach them to stand by the truth to strengthen their nation.
Okay. Yes. Next one is land of our birth, our faith, our pride, for whose dear sake our fathers died. O motherland, we pledge to thee head, heart, and hand through the years to be. Why does the poet call the motherland land of faith and pride?
Ma'am, because it is his motherland, his identity, and his
Because
forefathers.
he was born here and his forefathers have sacrificed there. He is proud because his forefathers have sacrificed their life here. Yes. How does the poet wish to serve the motherland?
The speaker wishes to serve their
By
motherland with
being
love,
himself
devotion,
honest, hardworking, responsible.
Hmm?
with love, devotion, and hard work.
Yes, very good. With love, devotion, and hard work. Or with heart and soul, you can say, if you want to write in short. What does the word head, heart, and hand line for refer to?
Head
They
refers to
Head
intelligence and
refers to
knowledge,
mentally, and heart refers
and
to
hand refers to hard
Refers
work.
to mental, emotional, and physical. Yes. What purpose is served by repetition of the word ours?
to interpret the idea of
it
belonging
tells that
to
the
The nation
nations are
belongs
theirs.
to them.
It
Yes.
gives us feelings that
Motherland is theirs and they all have equal faith in it.
Yes, yes. Now, can you tell me what is alliteration?
Ma'am, repetition of one
Repetition
sound.
of a single word.
Repetition of a sound to create a musical
Same
effect.
sound, repetition of the same sound. What example will you give?
head, heart, and head through the
By
years to be.
Head, heart, and
Yes,
hand.
head, heart, and hand through the years to be.
Or forgiveness free of evil done.
Forgiveness
that
free
we
of evil done. Yes.
That they may build from age to age.
That they may
that
build from age to age,
that we with thee.
may walk uncowed. Very good. So these are 4 examples of alliteration. Now, what is the rhyme scheme of the poem?
AABB.
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 Children, do you know how to find out the rhyme scheme? Now, land of our birth we pledge to thee. Last word is thee. Our love and toil in the years to be. Now, thee and we both are rhyming. So, both will be AA. Now, next line is, when we are grown and take our place as men and women with our race. Now, place and race are rhyming. So, first one will be AA. The second one will be BB. So, the rhyme scheme is AABB. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then why is the poem titled Children's Song?
Ma'am,
The
because
poem is titled as a children's song because it's a hymn and the children are praying to God.
Now, children, if this question comes in a paragraph, you have to write a little more. You have to explain it. How
I
will you
can explain.
Ma'am, I can explain.
Poem is titled the children's song because it is a hymn and the children are praying to God. They are taking pledge to serve their motherland when they grow up and are asking him to teach them good virtues.
Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else want to say? That means you have not prepared. You have not written the question answer. Why is this called a children's song? It is titled Children's Song as the poem deals with the children's wishes, which they are submitting in the form of a hymn.